Game 2 activities well underway in a few moments' time as the teams take the ice in the Stanley Cup Final for, like I said, Game 2. That was a thrilling Game 1. Very nearly, with 10 seconds to go. Spoiler alert. Don't continue on any further if you don't want to be spoiled from Game 1. But spoiler alert, with 10 seconds to go in overtime, it was your Montreal Canadiens. I thought it was off the stick of Lars Eller, our third-line center. Got it done in Game 1. Nearly going to double OT to kickstart the series. Pacioretty, return feed, Duchesne, backdoor scores on the first shot of the game again. We have a theme here. What a play, by the way, just to start that whole sequence. Duchesne gains the line, saucer pass, Pacioretty, return feed, give and go to start the game, scores a goal. And we're off and running, very hot, the same way we were in Game 1 on the first play of the game. It wasn't the first play of the game in Game 1. It was the first official shot on goal, though, in Game 1 that got past Jaroslav Halak. It's the first shot on goal again in Game 2 now that gets past Jaroslav Halak. We've got a trend and a theme going. Saucer pass now for Ming. He finds it behind him. Drop between the legs. Tamurnis not really communicating well with Mr. Sukai Ming. Mr. Sidney Crosby, Asian man. That's just going to become the official nickname for Mr. Sukai Ming here. We got another penalty. So we have a trend in this series in the first period. The trend is St. Louis down 1-0 on the first shot on net of the game. They take the first penalty of the game as well, sending the Canadiens on the power play. I love it. When I was going to upload tonight on this Sunday evening, and I did Game 1 of this series earlier this morning, and I was going to upload that was a nice save by Halak. I was going to upload, what was I going to put up? Game 4, I believe it is, of the Columbus Blue Jackets series was supposed to go live today from the series that we played against Columbus. But I have the energy this evening, and I'm kind of short on time this afternoon as well. I had a lot of other things going on earlier in the afternoon that I just didn't get around to editing and uploading, so a little bit of an explanation. This won't matter because for those of you in the current time, as I'm recording this game and expecting Game 4, it won't matter. It will have already gone well online by the time, obviously, this game goes up on the channel. LeBlanc at the point, shoots, saved by Halak. So lots of rapid-fire play happening in the St. Louis zone early in the game. They really want the fight. I gave you one. There should be an extra penalty given out here, but the referees... Oh, yeah, the battery. Well, the battery was going to... If it was going to give me that notification, I'd rather you give it to me after... when there's a break in play. And there is currently a break in play. We have new break in play music as well, but I haven't heard it yet in any of the gameplays of the last couple episodes I've done, but I'm going to send that down low. We just got to go. Now you got to go win the battle, but we will not. Cleared halfway down the rink by Jay Bouwmeester. Pacioretty. Nice cut move. Now it should be a deke. And he will be successful with that deke if he can hold on to it. Bouwmeester. Oh, got poked into Halak. Rough start for the Blues here, but they are, I would say they are very used to the rough start because they had a tough one in Game 1. Also took a penalty in the last game that led to, we're offside. Just narrowly offside on that play as well. But going back to Game 1, they took the penalty on a breakaway, leading to a penalty shot that, oh boy, who scored on it? I thought it was Simon Hjalmarsson that scored the penalty shot on a breakaway. He was tripped up on the breakaway. And you know how I don't fare very well on the penalty shot, but I did on that one. Eller, the hero from Game 1. Sends it up the rink. Kamaya, we just got space to skate with this. And power play is really running out of opportunities and running out of time. Joining the play, Ryan Murphy had a goal in the last game. He has a goal again. He is going to go ballistic on the celebration. 5-hole power play goal from defenseman number 24, Ryan Murphy, gets into the action. Third of the playoff, fourth of the playoffs. Give the man a little more credit than he is due. Nice zone entry by Kamaya, but a slap shot from the prime slot area. Perfect place to score a goal on the ice, but a slap shot is certainly a choice there, and it was the right choice by the Habs defenseman. Talk about getting into a game, but do we have to, is there a trend that is being followed from Game 1 here in Game 2? Habs scored the first 2 goals of the game. We didn't score on the power play. in the last game, but we did get a penalty. Okay, Pacioretty sweeps it along. That will become an icing. Touched up by Jay Bouwmeester on the icing here. But we drew a penalty from St. Louis, got a penalty shot out of it, scored on the penalty shot to go up 2-0. I don't remember what happened after that. St. Louis scored a goal late in the first period, and I thought, wow, that's a big backbreaker of a goal for us to give up. Heavy block by Severson right in the line of fire. Steen is pushed off the puck by Severson. We got a battle for this. I didn't mean to do that. That was an accidental push up on the right stick, but it does clear the zone, so I'll happily take that. No complaints from me. Pacioretty, he's in behind the D. This is Pacioretty's puck. Backhander saved. He gets back to his own rebound. I love the hustle effort from Pacioretty. Across. Defenseman Severson blocked. Duchesne nudged freely from the puck by Kevin Shattenkirk, this aged defense core from the St. Louis Blues. Aging, but not without that valuable experience to take the Blues this deep on a playoff run. There's your man that scored the penalty shot goal, Simon Hjalmarsson. He's going to send it across. Duchesne was tied up by Roman Polak, who's going to send it headman for Jaskin. Had a hat trick for the St. Louis Blues. He, in fact, had all 3 goals for St. Louis in the last game. A natural hattie. But there was no game to be won despite the hat trick for St. Louis. Couldn't get a 4th goal in the game winner in OT for the Blues, although he had a plethora of chances. Somewhere at the end of game screen should be a stat total of all the shots that Jaskin had on net in game 1. And I'm just going to dump it. That'll be fine with me. Dumped in on net, almost found its way off the end boards into the net, off the backside of Halak on that one. Hey, sometimes that's why you dump it in. You never know what might happen. I'm glad we got a replay of this because Pacioretty also got his own rebound despite the save by Halak on this one. Sealed the lower part of the ice surface in the blue paint. Tougher save to make than it looks. And I can tell you that personally, being that I have played beer league goaltender. Not at any high level, though. Certainly not. I cannot comment on making a save like that at a high level. No, I will comment this. I did play against AAA players. Local AAA players. Well, not really local, but in the state. North Carolina AAA players. They're pretty damn good in goal. I've never seen such insane releases just from AAA players. I'm used to seeing beer leaguers that shoot like 50 miles an hour. Big backdoor save on Stromwall, back to the point. It was intended for Weston, but misses its mark. Really fun, by the way. I want to make a comment on that. That I'm having a lot of fun playing these private. It's a private pickup league that we have going on, so it's just private. And I'm having a lot of fun playing against higher level competition. The game, honestly, it's challenging. I'm getting scored on a lot because I'm not used to seeing, 18 and under AAA level shots. which is just something else. But the speed these kids play with, it's just so much more fun. Despite the fact that I'm getting scored on, I'm having a good time because I feel like the game should be played at that higher speed and at higher level. And when I go back to playing a full season of beer league, at the lower beer league level, it's going to be really fun to play against just average beer league guys that don't play that fast or shoot that hard. And it's not, honestly, with these AAA guys, the thing that I'm noticing is, yes, they shoot with more velocity than your average beer league player does. We have a few guys in my actual beer league that do shoot hard, but these AAA kids, man, they shoot, not only do they shoot hard, but they have the most insane releases. That was almost a goal. They might set one up anyway, saved by Price. And I think that's the thing that's been the most surprising and eye-opening thing about being in the goal crease and seeing it from a goaltender's perspective is the pure speed of the release that these kids have. It's just like you don't have time to react at all to the shot, so you better be ready for it. I had a few snapshot goals in tight, basically in the hash mark area there in front of the net with some ultra quick releases. I was just not ready for it. Truly is humbling, but also an incredible experience to see and get to witness. And I'll go again. These kids are probably not even going 100% at their maximum. That'll be backdoor. Surprising talent at the under 18 level. Now back to this game. I would like to get into the intermission without a goal scored against, but we'll see what comes of that. Kohlberg That was a very dangerous play in the D zone, fortunately. When he lost the possession of the puck, it went back to neutral ice. So these dump-ins are so weird to retrieve. I'm trying to get it to my wing there, patch ready, but it was a little slow to get to him, so we'll dump it in. Are we sure this is onside? Marchand somehow avoids... What the hell? What in the world? How is that a legal goal in the first place? I guess he got pushed into the goaltender. This shouldn't count. But look at the two defenders. They tried to body Brad Marchand. In the process, they end up actually pushing the puck into the nets. Marchand gets a stick to it. He shrugged that contact off like this is just a friendly little game of bumper cars in the corner. No big deal. Brad Marchand's going to persevere. He's going to score the goal. Small, not the biggest size player on the ice surface at all by anyone's imagination. We dump a Blues player into the bench. Shot on Price. And actually, the whistle is the right thing to do there. There was no teammate around to pass the puck off to. 3-0 lead. This game is not following the full trend from Game 1, unless the Blues can get 2 goals in the remaining 7 minutes of play in period number 1. But totally possible. This Blues team, they nearly did. That went out the other side, by the way. That squeaked out through Carey Price. Weston. Oh, that's not Weston. That's Murphy. Weston is his D partner, though. And Kamayev, I want to dump it off the glass. Perfect dump in. That's exactly what I wanted to do. And we got to it first. Go in front of the net. I'm waiting. Kamayev. Man, these guys can't. Oh, we're going to do it again. We're going to pull off the Marchand goal for the second time in this game. Uh-oh. One-on-one situation with Steen. He's going to take it wide. I don't understand the AI logic on that play. Why take the puck? I'm flipping it. Right on the tape. One move. Almost slipped past Pietrangelo. This game has opened up a little bit. And going back to Game 1, I'm talking about Game 1 a lot because it was a really exciting Game 1. And we had a, oh no, we took a penalty. We had a Game 1 for the ages. That's a goal. Nope, I think it was deflected wide by a Canadiens defenseman. So now I'm going to go back to my diamond penalty kill setup for this one that we didn't default to in Game 1. But what was I going to say? Yeah, this is what I was going to talk about. I haven't gotten to this subject yet because there's been so many other things to talk about today. But the Blues made an adjustment in the first game. That's what I was going to say. Is, you know, as the game wore on, they got better and better and better as that game continued. We had a back and forth tilt between these two teams. We scored a goal and then they tied it right back up to get it to 3-3 in regulation play. So they're not out of this by a long shot. One goal could make the difference. One goal here on this power play, one goal before we get into intermission could make a big difference for St. Louis. Then they got to get 2 more to tie it instead of getting 3 to tie it, even if it's just 1. Or maybe they get multiple goals before the period's over. But we're running out of time for this first period to play. And you're not going to score goals if that's how PK Subban is going to play defense tonight. Oh my goodness, Subban. That was pretty mean. Yaskin looking to score again. He wants that trend from Game 1 to continue. And Ming is gassed. He's not skating fast at all. I can tell when a player is slow, they're just out of juice. And Sukai Ming is very slow right now. Marchand trying to get back. Snipe. There it is. There it is. Jaden Schwartz this time. We have a new goal scorer in the final for the Blues. Didn't really know how to defend that. The player switching as well on this goal was a little screwed up. It didn't give me the player that I wanted. I ended up in control of Brad Marchand, but look at where his route was going when I took over. So it was kind of a weird play where we couldn't really defend this the way we properly needed to give our goaltender a chance on this. But, you know, I'm going to be honest. I think there was one Blues player, the goal scorer, Schwartz, in the zone on that shot. Price has to make a save on that. You get to see it all the way for the most part. Yes, Marchand skated a little bit in front of Carey Price on that one. But, yeah, you got to make your goaltender's kind of got to make a save. And, by the way, Carey Price, after that last game, he saw 60 shots, I believe, in the first game. Shoot. Wow, big blocker save. He got his save percentage way up there. He's almost back to a 900 save percentage for the playoffs. Probably not rocking that 900 save percentage now. I don't know how many shots he's seen for this game. We really took a penalty. I think we tripped the guy up ever so subtly. They call us, Tamernis, the defenseman, for a penalty. I went for a poke check with Tamernis. I think it's a trip. Yep. Oh, he did fall down. I didn't see him fall down after the trip, so it's an infraction. Lazy penalty too, with 2 minutes to go in the first period of play. We got more than 2 minutes to go in regulation. At this stage, I do wish we had 2 minutes to go in regulation because we'd be looking at a potential victory here. No way. Don't take a penalty trying to chase that down, Brad Marchand. You have the most lucky goal of this series so far that I've seen. Earlier in this period, Duchesne, I'm going to saucer this. It's out of reach for Brad Marchand, but we at least want to give him a fighting chance to get to this puck. Keep everything to the outside. Deflection, we can't have that. Subban skated away. And I think Marshy's going to change. I'm going to take over Marchand. I'm going to let him forecheck here because he's always dangerous shorthanded. This team as a whole is always dangerous shorthanded. Blues trying to get the entry. We're going to give them one for free. They get the zone entry. Defense by Subban. You take the shot, fake it. Just send it down low. Pick your battles and pick them wisely. I could have taken the shot there. You're killing a penalty, but we did kill more time with that little delay by PK Subban. Good stick. Dumoulin's just got to basically play like a forward, and he's doing a great job. He's drawing a penalty. We're in the clear. Don't even need anything else to be said. Beautiful goal by Louis LeBlanc. 7.3 to go. The back-breaking goal happens to the Blues at the end of the first period in this game. That's the one thing we noted from game one as well. The Blues defense maybe a little older, definitely older, there's no question about that, but maybe a little slower. We got in behind them pretty easily in game one. Can we do it again tonight? That's a breakaway for, not only for Louis LeBlanc is it a breakaway, it's a shorthanded breakaway goal. The Blues will be ruining themselves over that one because they had a chance to go into the intermission trailing by just 2. The lead is back to 3 on the LeBlanc goal. Carey Price is playing well enough. I don't know how many shots he faced in period 1, but like I said, he's getting that save percentage back up there. Ryan Murphy knows how to score goals in the Stanley Cup Final. He has goals in this series in back-to-back games on slap shots. I believe the one that he scored in the last game was also a 5-hole goal. Another look at the goal that's put us back in front 4-1 going into intermission from Louis LeBlanc. Yeah, Price is almost back to a 900 as it stands on the save percentage for anyone curious. He has faced 9 shots entering the second period of play. Tamernis remains in the cubicle of shame for 2 seconds before he will step back out and rejoin the ice surface and rejoin the team. We'll be back at even strength in a split second. There it is. So Tamernis is back out there. Is he going on a change or did he stay involved in the play? LeBlanc getting to it first. It's going to deflect and bobble back toward the blue line. Blues keep it in. Down low. Big stick by Severson. May have prevented a possible goal there for Vlad Tarasenko, who has been very silent in this series. Where does Jaskin play? I haven't been paying attention to this in terms of what line he's played. If he's a third liner and he got 3 goals in the previous game, he's not getting a ton of ice time playing third line minutes. But when he's out there, I guess he's making the most of it. But that's assuming he's a third liner. I have no clue what line he's playing on. If I had to guess, I think Gaskin's probably playing on that second line. Now this is Pavelski shooting, blocker save. Blues start the period strong, as they did in period 2 in game 1. You stopped skating. I saucered it to you, and you stopped skating. I believe it was Duchesne. Poorly defended by PK Subban there. I lost positioning very quickly. Saucer pass again goes to no one. Yeah, we just got to get the puck and dump it in. The Blues fail to dump it in. Backus has it. It's dumped in on Price. Stick whacked out of the hands. Now I just need to make a clean pass to get the zone exit. And honestly, we just need to punch this wide. Give ourselves some time, some space down low. Who has this? Is it Pacioretty? No, he's off the ice. That's Hjalmarsson, 27. Pacioretty should have just gone off on a change anyway. He was out there for a long shift to begin this period. Forechecking pressure is perfect. Up to McRae. I have a game plan for this Blues team. It seems to be working out well through the first 2 games in the series. Tamernis. Dangerous to pass that in front of the net, but that's fine enough. Back to Kamayev. I think we're just going to slap this in. We have literally no speed on that. If we don't have speed in the neutral zone, I'm just going to dump it in. We'll keep this puck back in. We'll chase it down. Put more pressure. Apply pressure. We're great at applying the pressure on the boards, in the corner and on the boards. Defended well by Murphy. Stromwall. Passes out to center. Ming. He's onside. Handed to LeBlanc. Across to Weston. Settles. Shoots. Rebound. Goal. Off the rebound. Malte Stromwall. that might be the end of the night for Halak. And it's not such a bad thing that Weston settled this. If you see the replay, passes across to Weston, settles, then shoots. Rebound, Halak. Not a lot that you can do about this as a goaltender. You made a good save. You gave up a rebound, but he's out of position on the rebound. He didn't move into the rebound shot from Stromwall. Silence for a second. I can't hear it, and audio's been edited as well. I believe Halak is indeed. He's out of the net. Welcome to the game. I don't even know who the backup goaltender is here in St. Louis, but welcome to the game. Welcome to the Stanley Cup Final. Maybe for the first time in your life. Hakanpää dishes for Backus, shot deflected in and saved by Price. That was an awkward one because when Backus received the pass, he was on his backhand, and the AI, they don't like to shoot the puck. They wanted a fight there. I might oblige in this game at some point. The AI don't like to shoot on the backhand very frequently, which is not necessarily a bad thing. You're going to get a lot more juice on the shot if you can put it off on the forehand. Now, I don't know what we're doing in the dot tonight. My complaint from the first game was Sukai Ming. I didn't feel he was as strong in the face-off circle, especially shorthanded, as we needed him to be, and especially so in the D zone. These passes are horrible for St. Louis. There is just no communication, no consistency with these passes. And we have another turnover that's been created. It's an off night for the Blues here. Dumped in, coming out of the first game as well. I really thought we'd have a game two that was much the same way. I haven't changed my strategy at all. I'm playing the same style in the same way that we did out of game one. Sometimes things just click really well for you. Subban, obviously very dangerous to do that in front of the net. And there's that's an example of a perfectly timed line change, and we'll drop it behind ourselves. Well, now that's just embarrassing because the controller disconnected. Remember, I got that warning about the battery of the controller. It disconnected because the battery died. So there may be a brief interruption of the gameplay or something like that. I should be able to clean that up in editing. It's all the game does is it just pauses, but it does. Well, that worked out. Did that ever work out nicely? Hjalmarsson spin moves. Deke to the inside, dropped toward Dumoulin, knocked down by Dumoulin, and a big hit was given by Dumoulin. A big hit also given out by Tyrati. What has this game become? What has this game evolved into? That's a knockdown pass. Up and over. Did they just do an up and over Deke? Hjalmarsson shoots. Rebound. Eller, I still have no clue who the hell is in the net for St. Louis. Shot from the point. Blocked on its way in. Kamayev keeps the puck alive. Hjalmarsson. This is excellent play by the Canadiens. Have you ever seen such sheer excellence and domination? Eller plays it wisely off the boards. His battle ensues and continues with Tyrati, but Berglund overtakes and sends it to Jaden Schwartz, who will run into the hips of Jens Weston. LeBlanc cuts, feeds down low. Ming, you're one-on-one. Saved by the unnamed and unmentioned goaltender of the St. Louis Blues, the backup in place of Halak. You got to chase that puck down if you're Sukai Ming. It may be a 5-1 game, but you got to get after that puck. You got to be hungry for opportunities offensively. Are we getting a replay of the save on Ming? No, we're getting the Eller chance. That was a beautiful feed on the back door as well. We had some chances. Flynn in the net. Flam. He was absolutely glim-glam on that save. I don't know what kind of commentary this has become. Severson to retrieve on the cross corner dump in. So basically, we just hold station like we are. We could hold station like this, 5-1 game. I'll take an easy, happy victory in game two. We'll have successfully defended home ice going back to St. Louis for games 3 and games 4. First games on the road in this series. Holland scoops it up, another poor turnover and poorly timed as well by the Blues. Sending it down low. Pacioretty has that speed. That was really neat. Monahan blocker save. Oh, why would we kneel before the puck? Perron was out of position too, so we could have easily gotten to that. This is just one of those games where everything's clicking for my team. We're making a few little mistakes and we're still getting things to click. That's an icing. That's not clicking. That pass didn't click at all. And there was a teammate that was available. Still unsure of the first name of the goaltender. He was in the middle of making an adjustment, a recovery to his feet, as he stopped that with the blocker. So there's your face. The Blues are dominating the faceoffs. Had a much better game on the faceoff circle. Doesn't mean anything as far as the scoreboard's concerned, they're more interested in the scoreboard and not winning faceoffs. But faceoffs can go a long way toward helping a team win a game, maybe even potentially come back in a game, but they're not coming back in this one. Duchesne, it finds Patch. Wow. It's just one of those kind of nights. It's one of those kind of games for my team. We can't put a foot wrong. Max Pacioretty dishes in his 12th of the postseason. This first line is just so good. I think we've had one of the best first lines, especially when it comes to the playoffs. One of the best first lines in hockey. It just can't be stopped. Now, I got a question. If we score enough goals this evening, do you think we could get them to put Halak back in the goal crease? That would make me laugh my ass off, actually, if they went back to Halak after pulling him out. Do you know how pissed off I'd be as a starting goaltender? You pull me and then put me back in. And I think that was a beautiful, I mean, he lit him up with his hit. They're going to call an elbow, but that's an elbowing penalty that I would take every day. Look at this hit. This is a perfectly primed play. Oh, that looked really, really realistic. I got to give it up to EA. The animation on that entire hit, and the elbow was down. That's the crazy part about that. The elbow was totally down. It was a clean hit, as clean as the day is long. And they still give him the penalty. But, I mean, I'm telling you, the animation on that was beautiful. It looked so good. It looked like a nice compact hit from my second-line defenseman. Could play in the first pair if you needed him to. Batted back away by Ryan Murphy. Deflected by Dumoulin. My defensemen are in the right positioning in this game. That was just off angle from the net. In front, Tarasenko. And the goal is scooped up and scored by Ratty? Is this Ty Ratty? We don't know. It was Ty Ratty, number 10, 11th of the postseason. He's racking up the goals, too, for the Blues. Price put himself out of position with the split save to begin with here. Get out of the way, Pavelski. Get out of the damn way, man. Nobody can see the replay. That's a penalty that ultimately does prove somewhat costly. But again, it's like I said, that's a penalty that the game kind of screwed me over on that one. But I'll happily take a penalty like that if you can dish out the hits in the fashion that Mr. Tamernis did. Punch to the outside, cut back, send it down low, Pacioretty, go find it. Support from Marchand, stick lift avoided, in front to one knee, Pacioretty. Every time my teammates, we drop to one knee on the one-timer, it's missed the net every single time. So maybe don't drop to one knee. It's not the most accurate way to take a one-timer, apparently. Severson through center ice. I don't know who he was intending to pass that to. Schwartz, he should be lit up. But he was not. He absorbed that contact nicely. Back to the point. It's going to be fed on. Wow. I don't know why the dive in front of the net there. I think that was Ming. It was Ming. Severson scoops it up. Marchand, dump in opportunity here. Oh! Wow. That was a rocket shot off the dump in. Hit the stanchion on its way in. That's a strategy. I can't believe the goaltender had the reaction time. This guy should be starting in the net for the next game if you're St. Louis. I mean, we forced one of our opponents to... It was Buffalo. And there's a goal. Tarasenko, I believe on the backhand, cuts the lead in half now. It's a 6-3 game. Always dangerous. I don't care where he shoots the puck from. I don't care if it's forehand, backhand. You give him any kind of space. I talked about the AI not shooting on the backhand. Man, maybe the AI should shoot on the backhand more often. That was a clean goal. There's going to be a lot of talk about that goal if the Blues are somehow managed to fortify the comeback of all comebacks. Listen, I've came back from almost down 4 goals against the Columbus Blue Jackets. It was like the first game of the series. It was one of the first games in that series. And I wouldn't put it past this AI to make a comeback out of this. I should have just gotten the puck on net with Eller there. Rink wide. Lesio's onside, but he's also been absolutely smushed by Jens Weston just at the blue line. Do we have a third period in store of a comeback nature from the St. Louis Blues? You got 6 goals. It should be more than enough to put a team away. And I think we scored the 7th goal in this game. We're definitely putting this Blues team away for Game 2. We shouldn't have to ask a lot more. We shouldn't have to ask anything more from this team, from this club, for the rest of this game. Put this on lockdown mode. I'm not going to go into a trap. It's a little cheap. We're up 6-3. I could go into the trap. and it would make gameplay really dull and really boring. I think we just need to force ourselves to, we got to defend a little bit better. I haven't had to make the defensive adjustments like I did in Game 1. I didn't mean to shoot that. I've never seen the mask come off the goaltender. I've never seen the mask come off the goalie in this game. And that was your own teammate. That was not Brad. Normally, that is Brad Marchand's antics, doing that. That was your teammate. Don't whine or complain to me. It would have been interesting. What would have happened if the puck entered the back of the net on that play? The reason the play blew dead, I think, is because the mask came off. I think it's solely because the mask came off. I dove because I really thought a pass was going to come there. And that might actually be the poorest decision of the night. Dumoulin wins the battle. Yep, okay, we're trying to stay with it. Penalty taken, high stick, double minor. It's going to be Brian Dumoulin in the box. Is this the catalyst for a Blues comeback? You can't. I did it. I know that I did it. You just can't stick lift the opposing player, and they've been 2 for 3 on the power play this evening. Tarasenko trying to lead the charge, not shorthanded, lead the charge on the comeback in this game. Marchand pokes it. That should be a. I pressed the pass button and he didn't pass it. We're offside. Frustrating offside there. First of all, Marchand was available. Why is Subban standing at center ice? He's just standing there, standing on the Habs logo. Because he owns this place. This is his house. You don't step into Subban's house and not answer the bell at the Bell Center. Les Center Bell. Up to Ming. Well, Ming was an option. That was deflected. I'm going to rim this. I tried to rim it. No, let's just throw it down the rake. Because we can do that. We're killing a penalty. We can do that free of charge. Not every time we have the puck shorthanded do we have to go for it. But we have a lethal group of shorthanded guys on the ice. These penalty killers are not afraid to take the offensive matters into their own hands. I'm going to send this down the rink. It's a little behind LeBlanc. Sloppy play and an extra button press as well that led to that turnover on that pass. Oh my goodness, they are threatening. LeBlanc take it. Okay, the AI had seen enough. I went silent because I'm like, is there any way that we can play keep away from the Blues here? Woo! Oh my goodness, how did that stay out? Well, that's a miracle if I've ever seen one. Duchesne couldn't hold on to it. Not the same hands as Louis LeBlanc, but now it's a normal, regular penalty kill situation for the Montreal Canadiens here. Duchesne, can we get a step around? Not again. Hakanpää well defended. Oh my goodness, and they pass it backwards into their own crease. We almost caused an own goal down here the last time the Blues had possession. Shot, rims wide. Duchesne fanned on clear. And that time I actually tried to clear it, so maybe we should go for it shorthanded against the Blues. Lost the inside positioning. Across the Ratty, shoots, blocker save. We're kind of scrambled around in our own zone here, trying to kill the rest of this penalty off. Up top, Laxo. The shot's coming from a weird angle. It deflects and airlifted over the net. It was off target. The penalty kill continues ferociously against the Blues. Murphy, he's played off the puck. It scrambles back to center ice. Marchand is in quick. 5-hole. And I think it missed. Good back check, too, from Ty Ratty. Credit where it's due. Ratty now in, makes one move. The puck was nibbled on by the defender, Subban. Ratty tries to get one on the backhand. Ming comes away with it, the escape from Sukai Ming. And there's the defense from Shattenkirk. I didn't think we could get around that 1-on-2, but I tried. Defensive play by Subban, excellent. We're basically at the stages of the game. Dumoulin back out of the box, by the way. We're at the stages of the game where it's just time is not the friend of the St. Louis Blues. And more as we go on, time is the enemy for St. Louis for a potential comeback in this game. Yep, just wanted to keep that puck in. We have. It's a scramble for it in front of Flynn. Still unsure of the first name. You know, I'm going to give it. I'm going to go for it. LeBlanc, just go for it. He's egging you on. You know, give him what he wants. Well, first of all, Flynn, you got to get out of the way. Become a spectator to this fight. Don't take part in it. Don't get any unless you want some. All right, I got to really be on my best game here. He's going to throw a punch. Oh. I couldn't dodge it. Like, your dodge has... You got to perfectly time that dodge, and I'm terrible at anticipating the next punch. Oh. Beat him to a pulp. Yes! LeBlanc with the win! That was a nicely done tilt. It takes every bit of concentration that I have in my system to win a fight like that. You know, 22 versus 22, we know who the better 22 is coming out of that scrap. You know, he wanted it, he got it. You keep egging me on, I'm gonna deliver the fist to your face. Next day ground shipping. Shot from Subban, rebound in front, we're fighting for it. And the guys have got a lift from that fight immediately on the next play of the game. Look at Subban, he's lit a charge into one. Severson across rink, up to Monahan. He's just got one to beat. There's a nice pivot move from Monahan. Windmill to the outside, trying to feed it back door. It is scrambled and shuffled on by Kohlberg, the winger, helping his center out. Pressure from Holland, the first forechecker in, creates the turnover. It straddles that line, the shot is blocked wide. That was a really nifty play. I like the way we set that up. The good turnover as well. At the blue line, just enough to hold it in. Huge rebound, goes right to Backus. Fortuitous play for the Blues, but he's the only man in making the effort right now offensively. Petrangelo shot, handled well by Price. Pretty easy there. The boost is on from Max Pacioretty. Drop pass to no one. Assuming I would have a teammate there. The most inaccurate of drop passes. Subban, air-mailed, out to center ice. A little behind Kamayev. He couldn't find it on the hop. Polak will play it to Tarasenko on the wing. Blues need to get every single controlled entry they can. Ming has got legs for this. Past Polak. It's a puck shield to the forehand. Oh my goodness! Is that legal? Oh, there it is. I got the new break and play music. The Max Verstappen song is the break and play music. I went silent because I wanted to hear it. It's a little silent. I'm not going to lie. It's a little quiet. I'm looking for the play. Cut move. Eller. I just kind of want to play against the AI here. I want to play with it. Play keep away. See what I can do against the AI. I'm going to skate circles around him in the corner. Kamayev. The poke check was great from Flynn. Will we milk out an icing here? We won't. Well, I'm just going to throw it in the direction of Kamayev. He received it. There's your puck shield move. Oh my God, almost had to step around. Would have loved to have seen us do that against 3 defenders. Well, now I can definitely just play with it against the AI. That's probably not the best phrasing, but I can definitely play with it against the AI. Lesio stepped into, you want to call elbowing on that hit? Well, the Blues just can't do anything right now. They fanned on a shot there. Saucer pass. I tried to do a saucer pass. There it is. Little too much on that pass, trying to lead Brad Marchand into the zone. Marchand almost slew-footed Flynn. Did you see that after the icing was given? We want to talk about given. Dumoulin was given the body. And a very heavy body indeed on that hit. I believe it was Lesio that received the check. Face-off win, clean, Sharp, the old man, the wonder, the ageless wonder of the GM mode, Patrick Sharp, 39 years of age. That was clean. That was a smooth goal by Brad Marchand. Did you watch this deke? The defender thought he had him. Watch this deke. Look at this. He's going to win the race to it. Oh, you think you got me? Nope. A sly move around Shattenkirk. I'm just going to shoot blocker side. That puts the game in a coffin. Game 2 is done. Put it in the coffin. Bury it 6 feet under. Probably do that for the whole series. Marchi has 2 goals in the game. Subban is a wrecking ball. I mean, he is a wrecking ball of absolute insanity on the ice. And oh my God, no freaking blocked. LeBlanc is so nasty. It's unreal how good this kid is. And I don't even know how we ended up with him because I didn't draft Louis LeBlanc. He's gonna turn, fire, slap shot on. And that's a bad penalty by Subban. He's going to have to fight for that hit. Well, Subban's he's out to terminate. We're going to go Hock'em Sock'em robot style here. This is Shattenkirk's second fight of the game. And, you know, I guess because Subban brought that on, and he brought that on himself, it was going to be an easy fight win for the AI. They were pissed off from that hit. That was not a good hit from Subban, according to the AI. I don't know if he's going to get an extra penalty for this. He got Ratty pasted into the boards. There might be a permanent imprint on that Warrior logo on the boards now. It's part of the it's part of the logo now. Ty Ratty's outline, and it is an extra penalty on top of the 5 minutes for fighting. Wasn't ejected for it. It wasn't that brutal. It was not that gruesome of a hit. It's not the smartest play. Dumoulin is going to get a freaking breakaway out of this. Try again. Try again, Ty Ratty. Our guy will go to the box, and I'm just going to score a shorthanded goal as a defenseman. Our team is, I haven't done anything to the sliders. Our team is just legitimately that little bit faster than the Blues are. A little bit quicker to pucks than St. Louis is. We have been for the whole series so far. Through the 2 games that we played, we have been quicker. Like I said, you can put this game on ice. I don't even know if we're done scoring. LeBlanc, he's been shifty with it. Oh my God! Shoot the puck, Ming. I could watch LeBlanc go to work this entire game. He hasn't put a foot wrong on this game. Fingerprints on the game. Just I don't think LeBlanc has a goal. Go get that, Ming. Look how much quicker. Look how much quicker we are to every puck. We're fighting for every battle, every puck. I got this side. And he runs into the net, takes it free off the pegs. It's a bad night to be a Blues player or fan. You just want to get back to St. Louis at this point. Get back to St. Louis, regroup, replay. Don't replay any of the highlights from this series in Montreal. Game 1 was a missed opportunity for St. Louis right now. Really was. You look at this game, if you're St. Louis, the first game was a chance to actually get. I don't know what I'm doing anymore, but Brad Marchand is turning into... Oh, was that after the whistle? Okay. Brad Marchand is turning into a personal highlight reel. And the Max Verstappen song again. Look at this. It does need to be slightly louder. Do. Brad Marchand. It doesn't really work the same way. What do you say? Let's get out of this game without any injuries. That's the main thing. No injuries. Bouwmeester shot. Short side saved by Price. Keep it rolling. So we got a guy coming out of the box. Settled by Holland. Give it up forward. Give it to Marchand. I really want Marchand to go out there and score me another highlight reel type play. Who's getting the puck here? Oh, okay, that was weird. Marchand has it. Duchesne's with him. He's my own personal dangler. Brad Marchand. Dangle extraordinaire. That was almost an illegal play by Pollock. Player switching, please. Give me Tamernis. He's taking some really dumb penalties in this game tonight. Who's up there? Ming is with me. All right, Ming. Spinorama move, not it. D to D. I gave that up to Steen. That was way too easy of a chance for Steen. Backus, play for your goaltender, guys. Accidental button press. I'm surprised LeBlanc isn't the first man to get to this puck as fast as we've been tonight and in this series against St. Louis. Has St. Louis just run out of gas? They run out of juice through the first couple rounds in this? I mean, how tough has the playoffs been to this point? This is a poor time in the playoffs to run. Oh, I almost had it. To run out, this is a poor time to run out of juice. I mean, I'm just messing with the AI now. Poor AI. They're like, I'm having to put up with this guy. He's doing 360s. He's avoiding all my body checks. He's winning the fights that we're involved in. You can play the Max Verstappen song again. We got less than 60 to go in regulation play. The Canadiens are going to take this game without any question. And it will be a 2-0 series lead going to St. Louis for the first two games in St. Louis in this series, games 3 and games 4. This is a cut across the middle, drop pass. Eller down low, trying to feed it to Kamayev or whoever that was with him. Oh, way offside. Pavelski not going to hit you after the whistle. I'm going to take my W, and we'll get on a flight to St. Louis, Missouri. Missouri, some people would say. 2 wins there, and the cup can be lifted in a full-on sweep. I'm not expecting it. Kohlberg shoots, stand-up save by Flynn. The game just won't end fast enough for the St. Louis Blues. I feel bad for Flynn. He's just had to enter this game. The Blues have been really off of one tonight. It's like they got drunk in the dressing room before the game, just weren't ready to play a game tonight in the Stanley Cup final. Well, oh, wow. That just did Price dirty on that goal. How does Perron score that? Watch the replay of this. It hits the blocker and it fanned right into the net. Look at this. Where'd he shoot from? The blue line. Oh my, that's an embarrassing goal. Carey Price. Imagine that's the goal that ties the game or wins the game late in regulation. Imagine that's the cup clinching goal in a tie game with 17 seconds to go in regulation. Could you imagine that? Oh, I'd be so pissed off. Well, the Habs, they're looking to win their 3rd straight Stanley Cup. Tomorrow to step into one. Rebound is there. We're going to take this on the road to St. Louis up 2-0. Halfway to the end of the job. Job is halfway done, folks. The three-peat is very much a reality. And it's in line. We're in line for that three-peat. We still got work to do. I just think St. Louis too old. Too many old guys on this team. They got the freaking retirement home here in St. Louis with this squad. These veteran players, a lot of experience, but too many slow legs to keep up with this Habs team. That was a dirty goal by Marchand. I got to give it up. Great play all around tonight. We were on our best game. We started hot, and we kept playing that way until the final horn sounded this evening. I still can't believe this goal from Perron. What an unbelievable play that was for Carey Price. He didn't get the handle on it. Jens Weston. Shot, rebound, Stromwall scores the goal. And that is your ultimate game winner.